Testing. Check. Testing. Testing this live stream. Can you guys hear me? And yes, this is Dark Devin speaking. And if you can hear me in this live stream, then let me know in the chat if you can say, yes, we can hear you on the live stream if you can hear me. So, anyways, before I say anything else, is please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. It's been a long time. And I love saying it's been a long time because it is my favorite catchphrase. Get it? Catchphrase? Oh, it's one of my interesting catchphrases as myself to claim to be Dark Devin. The powerful Lord of Lords is here, and yet speaking. So, before we begin this video, and before we begin this segment, is if you are new on this channel, yet be on this horror channel, feel free, and I mean, feel free anytime, to give this video a like, and more likely comment, and subscribe for many more on this horror channel. Yeah, it's gonna be a very good blessing on time for finally returning back on the live stream of 2026. So, as I am going to say, is that, well, I can't show my face because honestly, I don't have my suit. And also, the only thing I'm going to say that right now is because I don't have a suit on for me. So, that's pretty much why I turned the camera off. So, if you guys feel free to say anything in the chat, feel free to go ahead and give me some questions. And also, has it been a long time on the live stream? The answer is yes, it has been a long time. And I'll admit, of 2026 has been like a longer time to do this live stream. And yeah, my laugh is very good. And also, my laugh has always been the same for the longest time. Anyway, so, anyways, let me go ahead and read down the chat. Alright, so, looks like I'm gonna go ahead and take a look here on the chat. Oh, we got a lot of chats going on. Nice. Thank you all for giving me the interesting chats. Alright. Anyways, let me go ahead and read. Oh, the person said, hey, said hi. Yo, what's up? Hello, how's it going? And yes, you guys can call me Dark Devin. For those who can call me Dark Devin, by the way, it spells DARKDEVIN. Yeah, that's my name. And also, for those who do or don't know to spell it, that's fine. I mean, that is recently my name. And yes, I am my own version of Devin Foxy himself, which means I'm the same of him, but more likely, very, very different. Which we both have different powers. Mine is dark, and his is different power combinations. But all I can say for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoy this live stream, feel free to give me any Q&A questions anytime. You know, for example, like saying is like, will there be more videos coming soon to this channel? And I'll say is, yes, there probably will be more and more videos coming on to this horror channel if I feel like making videos. But yes, it definitely has been quite a long time. Well, since my non-dark self has actually been moving out recently. You know, since he has moved into another place, which apparently all of us actually have moved. Which means we're pretty much all going to, like, some content out, get like things easier, get things done, and even in fact, there'll be even a lot more videos yet to come, which means there's going to be some good things coming out of everything else. Well, normally except how his laptop was acting, besides the verification nonsense, well, yeah, I probably would have to agree with him with the first time I'd say that, yeah, for once, the verification's nonsense, which we all kind of hate that nowadays, which that's probably the pretty much recently why that the laptop has been like, oh, not listening to him lately. That's probably why we couldn't get content out. So, as for many other explanations, how long it's been for a while, that yeah, it's been quite of a time, and it's been a quite of something like that, as you may describe. You can say that, I guess, just may describe it. But as for however with videos, then I'll be honest. So, as with videos, I'll have to say that, well, normally with videos, I'll have to mention about is like, oh, when are videos gonna come back? Well, it depends on how the laptop behaves. As long as, like, oh, he can finally access the laptop again to make content, that's when we can return to make videos. But at the meantime of this channel right now, that I'm going to be able to make a live stream today on this horror channel, since none of the horror killers, creepypastas, or yet twisted animatronics haven't basically done a live stream for a long time, then yes, it actually has been a long time, and I do reconsider and require to have the videos back. A lot of good things coming back, which were a little bit unfinished or a little bit unseen, to make it mysterious and make it even very creepified, but even way better in quality. So, as I can say for how awesome it's going on, is that yes, everything has been according pretty well recently in my own realm, as myself to be, Dark Devin, speaking. And oh, how are many characters been doing, you may ask? Well, I can definitely let you know for how many characters have been doing. Like, let's just say Jason Voorhees. That, oh yeah, Jason, by the way. Oh yeah, Jason Voorhees has been doing pretty good recently. Well, except normally he's probably just, just chilling around and just, he's been chilling around and stuff. Which he has not recently got many people, but he may recently return to do that sometime. That might still be this year or next year, apparently. But in many interesting points is that who knows what can happen? Who really knows? And as in for Freddy Krueger, well, let's just say he's been roasting Jason a couple times. Well, normally in his own realm of Nightmare Elm Street, he's been talking about Jason's mama for the whole time for a little bit about like, oh, I don't know. He's been saying that almost like, ah, shoot, it's been a long time for him ever I heard him say that. I think he probably may have said that about like 4 times recently. Yeah, about 4 times recently. And I would find it a little pretty funny if Jason actually would have came to beat the crap out of him in his own realm, which would have been pretty funny. But hey, I guess who's holding basically him out of the 2 deck of cards? Or maybe 4 extra cards. Get it? 4 extra cards. Yeah, that is pretty funny. 4 extra cards. Yeah, 4 extra cards, you may ask. Is very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. So, that's all I'll let you guys know that Freddy Krueger's been doing fine. He's been doing pretty well. And oh, yes, for Michael Myers recently. Let's just say that Michael Myers, well, he's not doing anything much. He recently is enjoying his own movies at his own time right now, since, well, he is his own realm right now, since he is probably watching his own Halloween movies, which, to be honest, right now, Michael Myers hasn't been doing nothing much, but for most of all of us, we've been kind of doing the same routines as usual, but not really done anything killing recently, on other characters from different universes, but it has been quite of a while, just to kind of say that we've been kind of vegging out, relaxing, and just doing our own thing before we even get back in the battle, just as what we're doing right now is that most of us have been doing recently pretty good as far as we keep our healthy things going on, just like to keep ourselves healthy, just to do something that is very a bit of, should I say, new yeek, or whatever I was going to say. By the way, I was going to say naturally, or whatever I was going to say, whatever exactly, but don't mind me if I was going to get the word right, but hey, at least I was going to try. But anyways, let me go ahead and mention about Pennywise for a minute. So, Pennywise, well, for what he's been doing, he's been kinda dancing to his own clown dance recently. He's been kinda dancing for the time that he actually was going to require anybody a balloon to go in his sewer, which I do find it a lot funnier by saying is like, oh, how Pennywise is actually attempting something new, but more scary to spook somebody in the back, or maybe just trying to get like another assistance to mind control somebody, which I think, to be honest, that Pennywise has never even like controlled somebody before, but he's actually been recently trying something a little bit more, should I say, a bit more spookified and a bit more intense lately. That Pennywise has been kind of busy, which, which most of us have actually recently may have heard Pennywise again, or maybe have not heard of him yet, but I think he's been doing pretty fine. I'm talking about our horror killers and our creepy pastas, and better yet, our twisted animatronics. Just by checking how they're doing recently, in their lifetime right now, that they're doing great. Which, for Pennywise, oh, he's got a lot, something new to go on his sleeves today, which, let's just say I actually ran into him, by the way, when I was in the sewer with him. Like, he didn't do anything to me. He was only going to give me a friendly suggester by saying is like, oh, how have I been doing recently? Which I told him I was like, oh, I was good. And I was say is like, what about you? And he was good himself, which, we've been just chilling around lately, just been chilling around recently in the sewer, so that's probably what we've been doing recently. So that is a very, very interesting question. So, yeah, very, very interesting question. So, that's all I can say for Pennywise. And oh, as for Chucky, let's just say that Chucky, oh boy, let me give you guys a little bit of an interesting topic for how Chucky's been doing. Let's just say that Chucky has been getting a little bit of different maneuvering strength recently. That Chucky, well, normally for Chucky right now, he's been kinda doing good. As far as that he's doing pretty okay recently at best. Which, to be honest, right now, I think Chucky has been like using his knife powers lately. He's been like using knives recently. He's been like doing whatever he's been doing. So, in my own standard, that I think Chucky right now is doing good. He's been doing pretty interesting lately. He's been like doing pretty good, but not half bad, but he's doing pretty good recently. However, with his usual techniques that he's been kind of doing recently today. So that's all I had to say. And oh, with his girlfriend Tiffany, well, not really sure. Not really sure what Chucky's explanation would be. For example, not really sure exactly how Chucky is doing with Tiffany lately, but I think he's been doing quietly bit fine, I guess. He's been doing quietly bit fine, if you may ask me, that he's been doing fine. So, that's all I had to recently talk about that. I think Chucky has been doing alright, I guess. He's been doing alright. Now, the main question I may ask myself is that, how is the, okay, how is Sonic.exe doing? Well, Sonic.exe and Sonic.exe Remastered have been doing pretty good. They've been pretty well in the EXE realm, as I can say that they're doing good in the EXE realm, which Sonic.exe and Sonic.exe Remastered are doing good. They've been planning and plotting about like an EXE invasion, but I guess all they can do right now is just wait until the time is right for them to spread their EXE virus, which means Sonic.exe, and his other Conrad is his remastered version of his encounter part, are actually plotting to do something with like a very interesting power of an exe virus, which means it can spread to many characters, but yet they only grab Tails.exe instead, besides other characters. Well, normally, Sonic.exe and his other self were going after my non-dark self and actually spread the exe virus, which means that DevinFoxy.exe has been alive, which more likely that DevinFoxy.exe has been doing pretty interesting good. You know, I've been taughting him pretty well just to do the same basics. But more likely him and my other self, by the way, have different powers in common. But more likely the EXE powers of DevinFoxy.exe has a bit of a stronger power touch that could instantly knock anyone else out, which means that he can throw like a different encounter attack. So he pretty much has the same strength as he does, but more likely a bit of a different power just to encounter. But that's all I had to say about DemonFoxy.exe. Now, let's just say about Tails Doll. Tails Doll's been awesome lately. He's been like, telling interesting jokes with Sign.exe, and they've been kind of laughing to the joke, which, they've been kind of laughing about some corpse joke, or maybe some dead joke, something like that. They've been recently talking about, like, oh, the corpse joke, like something scary related or horror related. That's what they've been kind of talking about, is some corpse related stuff or whatever that's been going on recently about. But whatever. Now, about with Ghostface. Well, Ghostface, on the other hand, is doing awesome. Well, normally in his own realm, he's been trying to get some people stabbed, but unfortunately he's been missing a few, which he grabbed some and also missed a few, but at least he did a little bit better in his other performances. But not a little bit bad, but still a little bit improvement for him to do. So, that's all I had to recently talk about. Now, the other question is about 404 Error Sands. Well, about him, let's just say that 404 Error Sands has actually been quite very mysterious lately. He's been like roaming around recently. He's been like wanting to spread other things around exactly with his own powers, but more likely corrupt other characters, to do his bidding. But more likely he's been kind of failing at most of them. He's been kind of failing most of them, which means I'm referring to is 404 Error Sands has been quite needing to do a bit of improvement. But I think I can still give him a bit of a 9 out of 10, though. Still can give him a 9 out of 10. So, the next one I'll be talking about is the Twisted animatronics, and of course, two other characters. That refers to Scout.exe, or however, Dark Scout. Well, they've been doing great recently. They've been doing pretty spookified lately. And also the other question that Scout.exe had failed to go after the TF2 universe, which is referring to another world that is more likely Duncan Gaming's universe, but more likely had failed to do so, which means that Scout.exe will have to try again. But this time, he's going to go in another universe to go after. But for now, let's just say that Scout.exe may have learned his own lesson to kind of not disobey my orders. But however, we are pretty much we are our own bosses to pretty much just be on our own group, which means our own group is pretty stronger, but it needs to be a little bit more stronger, exactly of our strong tastes, to pretty much know about our powers, and more likely know how to encounter, or even go after exactly. So, that's all I can talk about. So, with how the Twisted animatronics are doing, let's just say that the Twisted animatronics are doing good. like the Twisted animatronics itself. That Twisted Freddy, Twisted Bonnie, Twisted Chica, Twisted Foxy, and Theodore, and Stanley the Pony, and Silver the Wolf, they've been doing very good recently. As their twisted animatronic versions of themselves. Well, they've been kind of like scanning around the forest lately to see if there's any intruders, like, trying to like be intruders to go after them. So far, they have not killed anybody yet, but so far they might try to. But they've been quite vegging out the same way as all of us have been doing recently. So there's like 0 point of probably doing that. But there probably might be a time for that to be later. Yet soon and soon to be later. To be very for later. So that's all I had to talk about. So, anyways, for how I'm doing exactly is that yeah, I've been just chilling around recently. Been doing pretty good. Oh, and let me go ahead and look in the chats. All right, so this says USUHBAYRHJ5DH added was like, was adding 4 wave emojis with the headphones. Hey, what's up? What's up? And oh yeah, he added like these 4 blue laugh emojis. Oh hell yeah, laugh for me, man. Yeah, that is pretty interesting, man. Very interesting. Now, the next one says, the person that responded says, it said was, ha ha ha. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. So, the person's name was CHRISTAALEXA, 9532. Yeah, that's right. Yep, a lot of good emojis. Yep, emojis. And she said, good. Well, I hope that you're doing good too, exactly. Because I mean, for me, I've been doing great as myself. And yep, added pretty interesting emojis. Yep, very good emojis. All right, let's go ahead and go on top fans. So, as I'm going to go ahead and mention the top fans thing, is that we have 2 people that joined the live stream. And I do want to thank the people for like recently just adding the chat recently was pretty appreciative. Thank you. Thank you for the chats. Very appreciate it. So the person who got first was definitely the same person that was USHUHBAYRHJ5DH got 100% XP. All right, congratulations being first. Congratulations. And the person who actually was nearly tying with the person at first was CHRISTAALEXA 9532 has 75 XP. All right, congratulations. Congratulations. So, yeah, I just had to say congratulations. So, as of now, I wanted to go ahead and say is that, about the recording studio. For those who might be a little new about the recording studio, is that my non-dark self had to kind of explain the question with the fact that he mentioned was that all of us, including us and the horror killers, and creepypastas and twist animatronics, are pretty much going to be in the recording studio, which means we're going to be able to get content pretty fast and get content pretty interestingly done. And oh, yes, the very interesting positive question that you may ask is that, well, normally about how we're going to get content finished exactly is that the one thing that he did mention, by the way, is that the recording studio is not finalized yet, which means everything else is not like finalized yet to get things organized, which means all the characters, including us, are pretty much on the floor right now, which I mean, most of the plush characters are literally on the floor. So, as you guys can see, that the facts about the characters are actually on the floor, which means they've not said anything for a long time, but they're just kind of experiencing about the Nevada smell, or kind of experiencing about the first time of here in Nevada, which I know they've recently been here in Portland since, I don't know, about like 24 or 25 years, a little bit. But all I can say here in Nevada, this might be like the very first time, and the very first start for the horror killers, and of course, all characters get to experience Nevada for the first time and will experience it in the recording room. So I know they can see it from outside from the mountains because I know they get to view the mountains from outside, which, to be honest, by the way, he was going to kind of say that all the mountains were pretty good outside from the view. So that's recently what he can probably just say by now, that all the mountains from the view are actually a little bit pretty well done, but very basically, commonly, pretty good. So, as of now, that the main question is, will the recording studio get finalized? The answer you may ask is that yes, the recording studio will be finalized. And once like the recording studio gets finalized with all the characters, including all of us, with the plush characters being around of the horror killers and creepypastas and twisted animatronics, that all of us, including all of us, are going to be all included to be in more videos. And I mean, yet forever, more videos, more reactions, more stuff to do, and a lot more good things happening. So, if you guys can recently tell me, is that, however, will more videos be coming out soon once like everything else gets finalized? The answer you may ask is that yes, everything else, including the room that my non-dark self is in, by the way, which he's not here to probably say anything as much to probably like diss me or anything, but all I can say right now is I'll let him continue what he has to do. But for now, for me, I get to be busy on my own things to do, like my own conquests. Or even better yet, hang out with the characters of my favorite horror killers. And yet, other characters that are from other universes, but yet to kind of actually be a bit bored, just to kind of get a bit bored. So, as I can tell you guys right now, that the good thing is, well, mostly about the good thing is that at least everything else is going to according to plan. Like, everything else is according to plan. Which is a very good thing, exactly. So, all I can tell you guys right now is that whenever things are about to be finalized, then yes, everything else that you may actually get to experience the recording studio for the first time, a little bit forever, for the first time, is that all the characters will get to be revealed. And then yes, I am talking about the plush characters of the horror killers that might actually get a sneak peek and might get a return to come back. So, if you guys want to see them return, then yes, they may and absolutely will get to come back. And if you're a new person to this channel, feel free to subscribe. And remember this, give this video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for more amazing videos and a lot more interesting stuff. And also, the other question I'm going to ask is that will I return into WWE 2K22 or 2K23, you may ask? The answer you may speak on the YouTube short is that yes, somehow and yet somehow I am going to return, and I will get my revenge on Devin Foxy himself. Pretty much my non-dark self, but more likely in the Xbox or the PS4 game that is going to be mentioned in a YouTube short. Once they actually get to be working and stuff. For example, once the Xbox or the PS4 actually does get hooked up to the TV, most likely the TV it means it might actually get turned on, and it might actually mean that it might be activated. Once like I turn the button on, it means it might actually activate. So, as I can tell, and as I can say in my own resource, that I will get my revenge on most likely my non-dark self, and I might actually give a good upper hand in the YouTube short. But however, it is going to be a pretty interesting way to say, like, it's going to be very entertaining, but more likely in a boxing ring. So if you guys want to see the YouTube short, then feel free to watch the YouTube short once it actually gets released. But for now, it hasn't been released just yet. But soon, somehow, in the 4 times right now, that's going to be on the way exactly. Once like everything gets complete, then everything else will be going on ahead forward. To say that the YouTube short will begin exactly by the time once the YouTube short is activated. So, that's all I can tell you guys about the resource for now, as myself, to say that I am Dark Devin will let you guys know when the YouTube short is ready to go and ready to be entertained and be amazed in the boxing ring. And who knows who I might fight? Who knows who I might fight? It depends on whoever is in the WWE 2K22, or better yet, in the WWE 2K23 in the game. Who really knows who I can challenge? I can challenge basically almost anybody in the ring. That includes like professionals, famous ones I can challenge, or probably other unknown characters that has different names exactly. Whatever is gonna be, whatever shall be. And yes, it is going to be pretty fun once I get the used to have enjoying some interesting good dominance, just to enjoy a good boxing ring for once in a time. And sure, I may have lost in Devin Foxy's YouTube short recently on like, his main channel. I may have lost, but this time on my horror channel, he may lose to me this time. But more likely a bit more different and a little bit more, should I say, a bit more different, different like, for example, of 2 different versions. By seeing is like a real good ending winning, and of course a bad ending winning. Like that should be probably be end of the question. So there you go, and there's your question, and there's your answer. Once like I beat my non-dark self in the fight in the game of WE 2K23 and 22 exactly, then it means it's going to be pretty fun. And also, who knows what the next WWE 2K20 something or teens are going to probably be like. As I can say right now, for good news, that I think I may have actually have heard that he actually did say that my non-dark self actually did make a very interesting solid point that he may have said, by the way, that he might be able to get the WWE 2K 19 game in the Xbox. And finally, the WWE 2K25 for the PS4, it means that he might get those ones, by the way, but more soothingly interesting. And also, it is going to be pretty quite interesting to see how that will turn out in his favor, but more likely a bit more different, just to kind of like get a collection. But for now, all I can give you guys the news is that right now, and as truly yet spoken and speaking, is that I am Dark Devin speaking, and I will sign off, and I will sign right out. So, if you guys have any questions, then let me know again in the chat, and let me know exactly in the comments of what you want to see in the next video or yet live stream exactly. But remember, once I do reveal the plush characters returning back, it means that the horror killers, the creepypastas, the twisted animatronics are going to be coming back, which means it's going to be cetera, cetera. Most likely it means that all horror killers will come back to this channel. It might actually return. So, if you guys want to see that happening, then let me guys again know in the comments so that way I can take you guys' suggestions in the comments below, so that way I can be able to respond to them. But for now, I will immediately, in fact, get going. So if you guys want to see another live stream coming soon, then be my guest and say is like, yes, we need another live stream, Dark Devin. We need another live stream. And I'll say is like, all right then, you may get your live stream and you may get it right back in. As long as you can tell me when you guys want me to have another live stream, that depends on the release dates. That actually explains on the calendar dates. For anybody of those, again, who can tell me whatever will be the next live stream. Who knows? As long as anybody can say yes, then feel free to say yes anytime to say that. So, for now, exactly. If you guys do want to see the horror killers coming back, I'm referring to their plush versions coming back, then yes, you guys will get a snippet of the characters coming back. As long as I hold the phone with my camera exactly to show you guys that they are safe and they're back, it means that they might have an interesting 50-50% or 60% of coming back to this channel, of the horror channel exactly, that is referring to is Dark Devin's horror channel, which means it's going to be a good thing that all killers will come back. And recently, most of them will come back, as long as every intro or every outro has been tested, or been fully tested, which for those who may want to check the intros or outros on this channel, we do have a lot of interesting good playlists for everybody to see how interesting the intros are going to be like, once everything else gets changed. Let's just say that the horror channel of ours, it's my horror channel exactly, is that everything is going to change. That everything is going to basically change. That the only rules I can let you guys know, what is actually going to be able and enabled to work, is that the only thing that intros or outros will be activated on every each one will be referring to is reaction videos. That will be one of them, and yes, those intros and outros will live forever in most likely every reaction or acquiring to say in every reaction video, in every single gaming video, or whatever it will probably be. But the only thing that won't be allowed is that the intros or outros won't proceed, is that they won't work on YouTube Shorts or live streams, for an example. They won't work on each other ones. The only thing that they might work is either reaction videos and yet gaming videos. Once everything gets tested, then everything will and shall be tested. For example, their non plush characters will get to continue with reaction videos and maybe hop on the gaming once at a time to kind of test it, and then that's when the horror killers might come back. Once they all come back to this channel, then yes, they may get a good chance of responding and reacting to many videos yet here right now and pretty much in the present time. So yeah, that is my interesting value, and that is my interesting offer for everybody else, and also my opinion for everyone, for those who might like the intros or outros, for how interesting and settling that it really is. Let me know let me know again in the comments, so that you won't actually miss a single video that comes on this channel. So that is all I'm going to tell you guys right now. But as for now, for truly being speaking and spoken, that I am going to get going. And I want to thank everybody for the likes. Really appreciate it. And very much again, definitely appreciate it. So, as of right now, and as it being truly said to be spoken and speaking, is that yes, I will be able to kind of fix the thumbnail for a minute on the stream. Even though that I may and will kind of fix the live stream of the, just with the thumbnail exactly. That I'm going to kind of be working on the thumbnail. So, as of right now, that this has been quite of an extra long time. ever since we haven't done a live stream for a long time. But for now, I just want to return the favor and do the live stream for everybody else on this horror channel to kind of be reminded that I am truly back and very much had returned to come back. So, for now, exactly, I will get going for real. Here is the 4 things that everybody should do. And remember, if you're a new person to this horror channel who actually doesn't like heroes or villains, go ahead and subscribe to the channel of our horror channel. And if you want to become a horror killer or a creepypasta or whoever you want to be, then we're allowed to accept many people to join and join the evil of the pure dark and the very evilness of the glowing dark and scary of scary. But for now, I will see you guys again for the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Hope that you all have a good time and hope that you guys all enjoyed, in fact, your guys' day and evening so far. But for now, Dark Devin speaking here, and I am gonna get going. See you guys for the next video. And I do want to appreciate 2 people for joining in the chat, by the way, in the YouTube live chat, by the way. That I do want to appreciate 2 people for joining in the live stream anyway. So, as of now, I will see you guys later again for the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. And I'm going to say my own famous word before we get going. I'm going to say it's like, your soul is mine. Or should I say, it is time for you to fall in the grave for your last rest in peace. Anyways, for real now, I am going to get going. Bye-bye for now, and yes, I may have to like fix my own interesting dialogues of my famous quotes or whatever. I might have to figure that out sooner and later. But for now, don't mind about that. I'm just gonna go ahead and get right going. So, anyways, Dark Devin speaking. We'll see you guys again for the next video. Bye-bye for now, and bye-bye as always. Signing right on out.